All right, well, we are well on our way into football season, so here's an obligatory go Hawks. But that's not actually the football that we're talking about today. We're talking about the one that the rest of the world participates in as well. As the rain starts to roll in, so do a lot of our soccer players. They roll indoors, and when they start playing indoors, we notice a big uptake in one specific injury, and that's adductor strains. Turf monster gets you sometimes, and sometimes it's just an accumulation of poor biomechanical load that's accumulated through the outdoor season that then decides to show itself as we get towards the end of the year here. So what is an adductor strain? Well, it's a groin pull. It's a inner thigh muscle damage. So if it's an acute strain, it's something that's severely disabling. It limits your ability to participate then and there. You're on the sideline with it. You're seeing the athletic trainer. If it's a chronic adductor strain, that's something that's going to more gradually set in over time, but it's definitely going to be something you're feeling through the inside of the thigh and even up into the groin here. Now, most common ways that this is going to happen is through quick changes in direction or quick takeoffs and quick starts. Basically, we're looking at explosive movements that the inside of the thigh is going to have to stabilize around. So when we're shooting, when we're sprinting, when we're jumping, tackling, anything in that explosive eccentric realm. And so once that happens, depending on the severity of the strain, just like with any other strain, it's graded on a grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or full rupture severity. And so we're going to look more at the grade 1, 2, and that's going to be something that's going to take you 2 weeks up to 4 months to heal fully. It's challenging because we're generally pretty mobile people. We walk around, we're using that thigh all the time. So even when we're resting and recovering from our sport, we're still loading that tissue. So it can take a little bit longer than we would like to help that heal. Biggest thing that we've found is that a clear plan, progressing through different stages of rehab, can make a huge impact in that recovery timeline for strain. So we're looking at, phase 1, we're working on bringing in pain-free hip range of motion exercises, working on basic balance drills, and an absolute ton of soft tissue manipulation to try and get that muscle to relax so that it can function and fire at its optimal frequency. Whew. Then once we get through that, we're going to look into phase 2 and phase 3. We're going to work on strengthening the trunk muscles, the pelvis muscles, making sure that everything around that adductor, including the opposite adductor, is as strong as possible before we get back into those sport-specific activities in phase 3. One of the big things that we recommend for preventing future adductor strains, because the recurrence rate is insanely high in adductor strains, either on the same side or on the opposite side, we look at making sure that you're getting a comprehensive warm-up. So activities like biking, sumo squats, kneeling pelvic tilt, side lunges, and even ball squeezes can be really helpful. The other thing that I like to recommend personally is taking something that's a little bit more isometric at a lower intensity over a longer period of time. So sure, you might be able to get to the gym and max out that thigh master machine and really squeeze the knees together, keep those adductors strong, but can they endure? Can you sit when you're sitting at your desk working or sitting at the dining room table with a soccer ball between your knees and just gently hold that? How long can you hold that for before your hips start to shake or before you start to settle them outwards and relax that position? Well, let's see if we can gently hold that for 20, 30 minutes at a time and build up some of that low-grade isometric strength in the adductors here. So if you're dealing with an adductor strain, maybe a chronic one that's been building up and it pops up every time you get back into indoor season, we want to look at your pelvic stability, your foot control, and check out any functional imbalances that might be contributing to or worsening those adductor issues. We want to make sure that we're out there as quick as possible back on the field, able to enjoy it as much as possible, because we know that being stuck inside in the rain, not ideal, especially if it's not stuck inside playing soccer. So if you're having any issues with anything like that, give us a call. We're happy to help take a look at how those different regions play together and see if we can get you out there back on the field faster.